Hi, I'm JShmoo.
And I'm DShmoo.
And we're Shmoo's Play.
And today we are playing a demo for a game which we have heard about called...
It's called Ramas Call, Twisted Timing.
And it's kind of a cartoony style point-and-click adventure game by a small developer called One of Us Studios. And this game is actually in Spanish.
Yeah, so the audio is in Spanish. We're going to put the English subtitles on.
We've put the English subtitles on, so it's not clear, but when you open the demo, you can actually, and I imagine the real game, there's a settings button down here. You could change the subtitles to English. And we're going to go ahead and try out this demo. See if it's any good. All right.
Yeah, we both understand a little bit of Spanish, but not enough to play probably an adventure game. So is this a sequel, I think?
Maybe. I mean, he's describing playing Dungeons and Dragons and like all the cool fantasy stuff you get to do.
Oh, that's what he was... Okay, the cards. I missed the context.
So this is, all the cool stuff you can do if you're a good enough dungeon master.
Also, a witty detective who learned the complex tricks of the Wolf House. I like the style is very cute.
And also living in my mother's basement.
Well, it's hard to be a full-time hero, right?
Time to head to Doc Brown's house.
Yeah, he does look a little bit Marty McFly-ish. Alaventura.
We did it. Yay. Lo hicimos. Oh, it is Doc Brown. Awesome.
Yeah.
The Maniversal Picker from the box.
He said
I agree.
Yeah, what? So I am finding the Spanish dialogue a little bit confused. Like, it's distracting.
All right, so I can actually... This is her inventory over here.
Oh, that's cool. Okay. Is she like a tissue right now?
Yeah.
So we need a Maniversal Picker, whatever that means.
I'm gonna say the rainbow unicorn mouse is the Maniversal Picker.
I don't know.
Let's see. If I hold click, I get different things.
Huh. Can you drag it into your inventory or something? I don't know what you're supposed to do.
I don't know what that is. Hold on. So when I hover, it highlights. Oh, see, look, there's a DeLorean there too.
Oh, cool.
It's a very deliberate reference.
That's cool. It's exciting.
When I hold, it looks like she's saying, I want to. Oh, look.
She's
grab. Grab. I wish I could. Strictly forbidden across the side of the table.
Oh,
so
cool.
she's not allowed to see the rainbow mouse.
Oh, well.
Okay, so this is...
It's cute. It's a cute interface where you're seeing her, like, seeing her avatar looking or grabbing. It's kind of cute. But I don't know if that could get distracting after a while.
Wait.
No, you need gloves. Gloves are not a risk. Are you sure what you're doing is taking?
Yeah, I think so. So, okay.
Okay. We want the thing that looks like wood?
Looks like a hamster butt.
We want the thing that looks like wood directly in front of her?
Too obvious. Alright. I'll try this. Let's see.
To open it was a toolbox, okay. Oh, because his name is Manny. It took me so long to, I was like, why is he calling it that?
Let's see. What is this? Oops.
You didn't get her eyeball. I wonder if that slows down the game. Photonic screwdriver.
That's a Doctor Who reference, I guess. It's like the sonic screwdriver. Oh, well, good to know.
Mejor nos concentremos en este experimento, ¿sí?
Okay.
Okay.
There was nothing else in that thing?
Well, she said I'll take them one by one until I get the right
A
one.
ver, esta otra.
All right. What does she think this one is? Oops.
Might also say it's one of his favorites.
Es un martillo con mira láser. El profesor tiene buenas ideas a veces. Bueno, por algo elegí ser su ayudante de cátedra.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, I don't think that's gonna be it.
I don't think it's it either.
I'll try it. I like the drag to like give her a show.
¿Este?
¡No! ¡Aleja eso! Nunca debía haber inventado esa herramienta infernal.
Ok.
Sure.
Oh. Okay. What's this one?
Pero, ¿qué sea eso? No quiero seguir revolviendo ahí adentro.
All right. Is this the Maniversal whatchamacallits?
Let's
¿Estás
see.
lista?
Sí, justo lo que necesito.
Danger, zombies.
Pero está un poco borroso el objetivo. ¿Podrías limpiar un poco la lupa, por favor?
Good thing I have a
Hanky.
handkerchief.
I like how it says pizza, but it's spelled with pie.
Oh yeah, time travel? Question mark.
I don't know. Question mark.
I bet there's other Easter eggs here.
Después de todo, es un lente.
There you go. Lens cleaner.
¿Está
Okay.
bien así?
There you go.
Perfecto, gracias. Unos ajustes más y ya estará listo para las pruebas.
Did he tell? Do we know what he's testing even?
Listo.
I'm gonna guess time machine.
Probably.
Activando el prototipo a las 14 horas en punto.
Okay.
Great Scott!
Tiempo estimado de inicio, 5 minutos.
I wonder what's gonna happen to the little unicorn rat, or is he an experiment gone wrong or right? I don't know.
Should I be worried about that rift in space-time?
Giant vortex.
Pasando algo muy raro. Me siento más ligero.
No, no lo está.
¿Cómo puedes saberlo?
Mi pie me lo está pisando.
It's funny.
Oh, lo siento, lo siento.
The localization for the subtitles are pretty good.
Yeah.
Tendré que seguirlo ajustando antes de otra
It's
prueba.
very good.
Creo que sentí un temblor, pero pudo ser algún nervio del pie. ¿Qué se supone que hace?
Bueno, es algo rebuscado. Cuando aprieto este botón. No, soy Nick. ¿Está ahí? ¡Oh, más visitas!
McFly!
Profesor, ¿no se olvida de algo?
Don't forget about your machine that's creating rifts in the space-time continuum.
Un segundo, déjame abrirlo.
Pero...
Última entrega del día. Guardé al Manny para el final.
Wait, he's mentioned he does delivery.
Espero que esté inventando algo nuevo.
Okay.
Veamos. Era la puerta al lado del pasillo, creo.
Oh boy.
So he's to find the lab?
Can I lick this? Yeah, let's lick this plant.
Las partes violetas son más amargas que las verdes.
Oh, important to know.
Mm-hmm.
He's doing a little,
Herboristería.
little Spock or Cohen thing.
Química, estadísticas y física cuántica. Son los grandes logros de Marie. Qué bueno conocerlo antes de que empiece a perder la cabeza.
Oh boy.
So she had like a little lab, what's the word? Like an eyedropper, and he's got a pencil.
Soy Nick. ¿Está ahí?
Soy Nick.
Wow.
Uh-oh.
Hola, Nick. Tanto tiempo.
Uh-oh. How did the time vortex get out there?
Necesito papel y lápiz. Rápido.
Bring a pen and paper. Okay, let's just study it. Let's just study why Mick went, oh gosh knows where.
Menos mal que sé algo de parkour.
That's cute.
Good sense of humor.
No es divertida.
Anybody else coming through? Oh, they're writing him a note. I thought he was asking for pen and paper to like, oh, let's take notes on this experiment. Okay.
It's a rock.
I thought it was a crumbled up piece of paper.
That's a...
Let's see. Yeah, what is he up to?
Dear Marty, I'm alive and well in the year 1895.
This looks like poor Mick is left in well before 1890. Oh boy. I noticed they don't have the guts to follow him there. They just chuck things at his head.
Van 10 días de prueba y no puedo reproducir el error. Dejo esto listo para cuando lo consiga. Es una herramienta útil para varias situaciones. Mi aparato parece haberte desplazado a otro lugar. No entiendo todavía por qué. Lo estoy investigando. Sobrevive, Mick. Lo siento.
He's limited surviving for 2 seconds.
What'd you say?
He said, you'll have to survive a bit longer. I'm like, well, he's already survived.
I mean, if it's a time machine.
No, I get it. I'm just...
Yeah, like...
I understand more time has passed because they're sending it back to when he is, but it's just funny. He's like,
but I mean, they technically have all the time in the world, don't they?
Like, you'll have to survive. Well, I guess that's true.
I like that his cursor is a dodecahedron.
Because he's big into his D&D.
Yep.
Well,
thanks for letting me know. Can't walk that way. Can't walk.
Is anything
that.
else highlight on this little plane here? No.
Just the rock for some reason.
The rock that he can't pick up because he's a bad
Can I
back.
eat it? Sure. Let that be today, friend.
Not today.
Ah.
Okay.
Fine.
I mean, in his defense, it is half the size of his head.
Oh boy.
Oh, so he thinks he's just like gone somewhere, like a few yards away. He does not know. Okay. He's not too, I don't know. Whatever he is.
Let's see. Hello, sheep.
Don't use a Swiss Army knife on the sheep.
What? I want some wool.
Okay. That would be okay.
Don Quixote joke.
That would be a good place for a Don Quixote joke, especially because the game is in Spanish.
Hmm.
Okay. I guess we have to
What? Just because
go
it's Spanish, they have to know Don Quixote, JShmoo? Jeez.
It's an important part of the culture. or at least we were led to believe so in Spanish class.
Yes, everybody knows Don Quixote.
Don't hurt the sheep.
Alright, I guess I'm going to the town. Oh wait, there's a
Or
stump.
you're looking at the town, maybe.
I'm pixel hunting.
I don't know why that cracked me up. I don't know how to do anything with a stump that size. His face looks so silly when he is close up.
I didn't taste the
I
sheep.
also
Hold on.
I appreciate his willingness to taste everything. So
Oh,
he's
boy.
like, he thinks he's like at like an extension of Doc's lab, and these are all like.
Oh, this is interesting.
Oh, he climbed a tree maybe. He thinks these are all an extension of like the campus, and like he's gonna find weird stuff. Little does he know.
Here, taste the branch.
He's in the distance. Stop tasting everything. Oh my
I'll
gosh.
stop tasting everything when he stops tasting everything. Oh, jeez, Louise. Pick a lane. Are you on campus or are you playing D&D? Oh
Can
boy.
you climb on it? Can you grab it and like?
I tried grabbing it.
Okay. I'm just asking.
I only have 3 verbs, apparently.
You like grab, taste, and look at.
It's like fondle, taste, and look at. Fondle, taste, and
How does
ogle.
one get there? Oh, okay. So we have missed something then. Huh. But all we have is a Swiss. We have a Swiss Army knife, which we've tried to use on everything. We tried to use it on the stump.
I haven't tried it on
But
everything.
he's already said he stinks at carpentry, so I don't think he's gonna.
I don't like that I
wanna
have to
use
go all
it.
the way here to use my stuff. Oh, interesting though. Wait. In my cards here, I also have this hat. Al rescate!
So, so is he gonna be braver now that he's got the hat on? Like maybe he'll climb the tree now?
Al rescate,
Because like see his whole face changed, so maybe he's braver with the hat on. So try
to
climbing the tree.
rescue
Again.
my friends.
Before the time comes. Okay.
I don't know.
Huh. The cards is a cute touch. Like I saw the hat, but I just was thinking like, oh, that's like, you know, a character thing for him because he had it in the opening.
Oh, leaves. Hold on.
The brr was maybe not the best translation.
Hmm.
Like I think he meant more like a But he wants to start a fire. Okay, maybe we can.
Okay.
I like how he changed to a sword. Like it's cute. I wonder if there's a time when taking the hat off is more.
There we go. Okay.
Okay.
So the hat changes his attitude.
Yeah, it's kind of cute. Oh yeah, like will he pick it up now? Okay.
Nope. Can I create sparks? Nope.
Does the Swiss Army knife have a flint and steel on it? Aye. Okay.
I need I got no fire. How do I make fire?
Well, it's funny because it doesn't say. Like I don't know. I guess he gestured that he was cold, but it says like follow your explore your surroundings. But then we've kind of explored everything.
But like the hint was also from the doc, like, hey, survive.
Yeah.
Okay, so I need a compact rock.
There's a bunch next to you, like low rocks.
Yeah, but they're not. I can't.
Maybe
pick.
go back to the windmill. Maybe you'll. I don't know. Maybe you'll go in it this time.
What happens if I look at it with the hat on?
Because you're a brave boy.
There you go. I thought I saw.
See, they had to make the Don Quixote reference. This is cute.
Very cute.
I love his little sword and shield. Like he changed. Can the giant speak? That's funny.
How do I take it off?
I don't know. I wonder if you can, or you click. I was wondering that, like if it's ever advantageous to take it off and have him be his more fearful and nerdy self. I don't think we're getting anywhere with that. Does he need a compact rock?
Yes, I need a rock. I want a rock. Oh wait. There we go. I picked the die. There, I picked the die instead of the hat.
Oh, okay. Can you pick the cookie?
I cannot pick the cookie or the eraser or the popcorn. The die and the pencil is your default here, and then the hat.
And those are gonna be maybe the options of different versions. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
That's a new element.
It's an interesting mechanic. Okay, how do I get a spark? I have a tinder or a tinder box in my knife. Or not tinder box, like a flint. I think that's what he means to say, like a piece of flint or something that will create a spark. I just need a rock.
Did you look at the stump? Maybe you'll find a rock near it if you.
What if I look? It's quartz. Oh boy.
I don't know. Help! I need a strategy guide.
Yeah, right. Let's see. Cabin. River.
Lazy bones. Can you talk to the sheeps with the hat on? Yeah. I feel much stronger. Let's see what the sheep say. Not that that's gonna help you get a rock, but I don't speak sheep.
Why not?
Did you try?
At least stop trying to taste everything.
Have you tried the army knife on the rock with the hat on? I think you did, but
Army knife with the rock.
that's what you need.
It says I don't want to break the army knife.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Maybe it had to be, because remember in. So in the beginning, he's like, "Oh, I don't want to pick up anything I don't need." So, you know what I mean? Now he decided he needs it. Yeah. So that's a little cheesy, I think. Oh, that was easy. I'm gonna drop this big old stone. You'll never see it again. Okay, so we lit a fire.
Taste the fire.
Don't taste the fire. Let's look at the fire. There's no market. Well, not the kind of market you're used to. Okay, warm up your hands a bit. There we go.
Perdonad mi osadía. Vi el humo en la hoguera y me acerqué a ofreceros mis servicios si os son necesarios. Tengo que admitirlo, Manny se esforzó mucho en esta broma, hasta consiguió un actor. Ok, Manny, voy a seguirte el juego.
I gotta duck out a minute. JShmoo, have fun.
You want me to take over?
Yeah. I'll be
Okay.
back, I think. Maybe.
This reminds me of something where they're like, oh, they went to this big extent to hire actors and everything to trick me, and I can't remember what movie or product that's from. When something happened and they're like, oh, you guys hired actors. Oh, it's from a very obscure Canadian Christmas movie. Where a guy meets Santa Claus, and Santa Claus is chief elf, and he thinks it's an elaborate trick. Yeah, he thinks this is a prank. It's kind of funny. I wonder why they think he's like a lord or a knight. Is it his like little sword, or is it his hat? Okay. Hello, Habel. Okay. Now, who are you really? Talk about the campus. That's cute. Okay, there's more here. I guess we can blow off some steam with him. Like, you're not helpful, Habel. Okay, I think we're done. Live long and prosper, my lord. Okay. Oh, maybe you're at a Ren fair, dude. Look at this. We're gonna observe them because we don't know what we're doing. I'll just ask for forgiveness, I guess. What?
Si me permitís, mi señor.
Todavía no. Su saludo fue cordial. Aún espero que esto sea solo una equivocación.
Me encantaría seguir ese juego, pero ya quiero irme a casa. Adiós. Quieto, bellaco. Creo que ese golpe me rompió algún hueso. Debo estar en uno de esos sueños lúcidos. Solo que no puedo controlarlo ni despertarme. Si al menos... Imposible.
My bad. Okay, so we're back, and I actually goofed up and had to restart the whole game over again, and I'm in a different mode now. I was just telling DShmoo where it actually explained a couple things to me. So one of the things it explained was that it did say that Mick is because he's a role-playing gamer, so he will adapt to any role that he's in, and then it did like make it very explicit when you wear the hat, you're an adventurer, and you'll act like an adventurer, and presumably there'll be different items. And then another thing it said, which is why we couldn't pick up that rock, is it said, oh, when you first try to pick up the rock, it said like, oh, Mick doesn't, like he's selective of what he'll pick up. He may not pick up things until they have a purpose. So I don't know why we didn't get that the first time around. Maybe we had the difficulty wrong. Remember when we were messing on the settings page? I don't know.
Oh, maybe.
But so we might get a little more third person narration on here explaining things, because I did. So we've just been arrested by the Lord Napoli or something,
Oh, okay.
or Lord Nicola.
I'm behind. I don't really know what's going on.
Oh no, it is right after you left.
Oh, okay. So the person
So-
showed up and said, "Let me help you."
First showed up, so let me help you. Then some kind of like lord showed up with his knight and said you've insulted me and threw us in jail. Basically, that's
Okay. I want to taste this owl.
Oh, another thing that happened.
Cayó en mi cabeza. Ahora que lo pienso, es justo lo que necesitaba.
That is just what I need. Oh, another thing that happened that didn't happen to you when we were playing together is when I clicked on the birds, it was like, oh, when they're grown, they can carry things. And like the owl showed up. And I was like, hoo hoo. And he's like, you can't carry delicate things. Go away. So it was kind of different.
Weird.
So he can become the feather? Okay. But see, it didn't tell me what happens when he wears the feather.
Am I a poet?
I don't know. I think we missed the narration about it.
You just said, "Oh, like no, that's good. I can use this."
Yeah. Well, when I had put on the adventure hat, it was like, oh, he's an adventurer now. Like he's a writer.
I guess.
It's an
Oh, yeah.
inkwell, yeah. So let's just, I guess, look at everything.
Genial. Me encerraron en una celda defectuosa.
They locked me in a faulty cell. Well, then that is good for you.
Los grilletes me parecen una exageración. Soy inofensivo la mayor parte del tiempo.
Most of the time. His voice is kind of different.
Fijo a la pared. Al ver ese desagüe se me revuelve el estómago.
Okay.
A eso le llaman cama. Qué vergüenza.
Shame on you all.
Debería daros por vuestras fechorías.
Shame to be on you for your misdeeds.
A eso le llaman cama. Qué vergüenza. Vergüenza debería daros por vuestras fechorías.
What was kind of funny is, so I had to play through it again to get to where we were, and I thought, because DShmoo had the controls, I thought that like just lighting the fire triggered the guy coming to help.
No, it was warming your hands by the
You
fire.
had to,
Yeah.
which happened with like you touch the fire, yeah.
No puedo moverme.
Oh, there's someone over here.
No puedo moverme hasta ese lugar. Sáquenme de este lugar. Espérenme que recursos humanos se enteren.
Wait till HR finds out. Yeah, like so one thing I realized too was like the mouth is not only tasting, it's talking.
Ahora mismo. Tampoco
That's kind of interesting.
debería daros vergüenza dada vuestra condición tener tan malos modales. Bien, nada que decir.
What did we do to the Lord again?
Basically, the guy was walking away, the helper, and he's like, live long and prosper. And then Mick said to himself, like, oh, he has to talk like a nerd, live long and prosper. And then the guy came up behind him and startled him. And he was like, ah. And then he said, how dare you shout at me?
Gracias la cordura.
It was kind of weird. I didn't quite understand it, to be honest.
Si mantengo mi guardia en alto con vos. La forma en que sigues el papel de guardia es genial. Lo digo en serio. ¿Crees que ya podrías liberarme? Esto es muy incómodo. Mi deber es asegurar vuestra estadía aquí, pero no torturaros. vuestras demandas para estar más a gusto y las evaluaré.
Interesting. I guess we want to open the
¿Podrías
shackles.
sacarme al menos los grilletes? Son la medida de seguridad necesaria. El último prisionero dejado suelto desapareció misteriosamente.
Let's see.
¿Podrías enviar a alguien a buscar mi sombrero?
That might help.
Creo que lo perdí después del golpe. Bueno, en eso sí puedo ayudaros. No está perdido, solo se os cayó. Lo traje conmigo, ahora os lo llevo.
Aha, I can be an adventurer.
Quick, stab him with the feather pen and get out.
Gracias, un placer.
That's when he lost the feather.
Okay, so now I'm an adventurer.
No puedo abrirlos a la fuerza, solo se abren con una herramienta especial.
Okay.
Where's my knife?
Maybe they talk to the owl?
Shoo, ya no es tan asustadizo ahora. Bien por ti, pajarito.
Okay, that's not helpful.
Si tan solo pudiera atarle un mensaje a la pata.
Well, I can't do anything just yet because I'm still
Yeah.
shackled. Can I call him back again?
Bien, guardia, ya estoy de mejor humor.
I'm curious.
Eso es un hombre. Ok, vamos, ven y sueltos. Primero pedís perdón y casi al instante agredí. Vos lo buscaste, prisionero.
That's weird. Is he choking on the
Quizás
feather?
eso os enseñe. En mi turno espero disciplina de mis prisioneros. Esto es demasiado realista. Empiezo a pensar que no es una broma. ¿Qué hiciste, Manny?
Yeah, I think what he would do personally is want to be like, call Manny. Okay.
Alright, well, I'm confused what I'm looking at here.
He's showing that he's got the feather in his throat. I'm not sure what we're supposed to make of that. Can you click on himself? No.
Si en verdad os sintierais mal, se notaría en vuestro rostro.
I mean,
Huh.
I feel pretty bad. Choking on a feather.
Shackled in this gross cell, choking on a feather. I feel pretty bad too. I think anyone would. Poor Meek. What is that thing? That like,
As like a nausea meter?
oh, is it? What did he just do?
I'm just using the chains and I'm just trying to use the mouth.
I was trying to lick the chains to get you to throw up.
Maybe.
No?
Alright.
I am not
So if
sure.
I do that, I'm confused. What if
Oh, he said looking at that makes him sick.
okay.
Remember when he first looked at it? Oh no, you weren't here with me. No, you were. He said looking at that makes me sick. There we go.
Can I look at these like
Alrighty.
sequentially?
Keep looking at the grapes. Or keep looking at the grates. Grates. Ugh.
It seems to reset.
Does the water do anything? If you look at the water, does that... Or taste the water? Okay. So maybe you should do like water, like...
Do it in order somehow.
I don't know. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Blarg.
Click.
Blarg.
Click quickly.
Blarg.
So close.
Blarg.
Maybe.
Blarg.
Me siento. Probad callaros por unas horas.
What are all those little things? That's just showing that you
There's a timer.
those are all affecting his vomitosiousness. Okay.
Yeah, so bloop.
Me siento. Probad callaros por unas horas.
Everything he looks at makes him sick.
I don't know. Blurb.
Nope.
Lurp. Blurp. Blurp. Blurp.
Ya está bien, no me engañaréis otra.
Barf.
Veo que no estáis actuando. Quizás sois más
Maybe you're weaker than I thought.
No. Mejor os llevo el curador.
What did you say? I better take you to the what?
To the healer.
Intentar engañarme y os
Okay.
prometo que estaría muy desagradable de ahora en más.
There have been a couple times when I felt like the captions were like they switched a little too fast.
¿Está realmente enfermo o actúa?
Oh, sí, los humores del todo desbalanceados.
Esos condenados humores.
Cuidado, soldado. Vuestras palabras parecieron blasfemias por un momento.
Sí, sí. Es que me frustra mucho cuando fallo en mis deberes. Se supone que debía de cuidar al noble, no enviarlo a la enfermería. Me disculpo. No.
So they still think he's a noble. It was funny because at first I was like, oh, they're taking this from crackpot healer, and then I'm like, no, in this time,
De inmediato.
like
Queda bajo vuestra custodia.
believing in humors and stuff like was medicine.
Avisadme si no se está comportando y volverá abajo, enfermo o no.
No os preocupéis. En este estado el prisionero no va a ser ninguna amenaza.
It's like a weird little tentacle sticking out.
Okay. First things first, grab my hat.
Mano a mano, necesito todo el coraje que pueda juntar.
Okay, I wonder what's see the
Supongo que no necesito más que Manny ahora mismo. No es realmente práctico, pero quizás me ayude a entrar en personaje.
what did you say he needs more than Manny? What did he grab?
Maybe he thinks this guy is Manny.
Oh, see the thing we grabbed on the right? What is that?
It's a monocle.
Oh, let me check to see what that does for us.
Todo me da vuelta.
Maybe if he's got the monocle or if he's the adventurer, he won't
Solo
mind.
veo el tipo objetivo. Unos papeles en orden,
I like the little plant in the corner.
varias pieles apiladas. Una papa gigante con hojas.
No.
Who wanted to say sorry?
Me recuerda a un monstruo de rol.
A Creature in the Monsters manual, like from Dungeons and Dragons. Okay.
Algunos están muy...
Gross. I think try to wear the monocle maybe? I'm just curious.
Yeah. Poisons. Just want to kind of get a sense for what's here.
Plus that's plus intelligence. Okay, he's feeling less groggy so you can read that sign if there's that's cute.
Quiero moverme. Espero no haberme intoxicado. Tengo mis reservas. Ahora puedo leer objetivos del medio, infusión de sueño ligero, estudiar propiedades luminosas, bálsamo para mejorar la vista, quitar impurezas de la piel.
Okay, there's a gem.
Ni siquiera estoy mareado. Mejor me pongo a curiosear lo que hay. Hay algo que no termina de...
Something doesn't make sense about the healer.
Una buena combinación entre delantal de trabajo y mochila.
I'm not sure.
Veo que a este tipo le gusta coleccionar cosas. Un espectáculo de colores naturales. Viendo con detalle, parecen insectos.
Okay.
Estoy mareado. Mejor hay algo que no termina de...
Something. I'm curious to see what. I think those are good. Okay. There's another one too. I'm curious to look at like the healer's table and what the healer's looking at.
Oh, he's got my Swiss Army knife.
Seguro que el mareo se me va a pasar pronto. Esta habitación tiene algo extraño.
What? I don't know what's strange about it. If there's anything like other than the obvious. I guess if you put the adventure hat on, maybe he'll get up.
Creo que estoy recuperando un poco mis fuerzas.
There's multiple switches. I just saw that.
Tengo el estómago revuelto.
Alright, so he has more of an upset stomach when he's what's his name.
Estoy mareado. Mejor me pongo a curiosear. Hay algo que no termina de convencer.
Gotta figure out what doesn't make sense about the healer.
Ese es el bueno en lo que hace, o al menos asegura.
That he's in black and white. I don't know.
Estoy muy desconfiado.
That he's an old-timey medieval healer person.
Siento mi cabeza mal.
Okay, so that helps to be less groggy.
Creo que estoy recuperando.
I
It
don't
helps him
know.
be a little stronger.
Tengo el estómago revuelto.
How do we fix his... If we look at nice things and fix his stomach, doesn't seem like there's a mechanism for that, but...
Flowers punished to Hank for their crimes.
I'm not sure what to do.
What, can I touch this now?
Distract myself scanning the room. So that means we haven't seen something we're supposed to see.
Giant mushroom. Taste it. Man.
You're already nauseated. What have you got to lose?
Mystery egg? I want the mystery egg.
I mean, the face on the potato is a little bit weird.
Reminds me of like the
But
mandrake root from
Was
Harry
that a
Potter.
mushroom or something? On the table, something highlighted. Yeah.
Oh, this? Yeah.
Can you talk to the wizard? Whoever you are.
Va a ser mejor si os relajáis. Algo revolvió mucho vuestro estómago. Dudo que haya sido el golpe.
Okay.
Dudo.
Oh, I wonder if you put the monocle on and talk to him, if you'll be like, my good sir, like, yeah, see.
Deberíais dejar de hablar por un tiempo. No quisiera que se os revuelva el estómago en mis aposentos.
Esquivar mis preguntas solo me hará más curioso.
Sead si queréis.
Worrying my questions only make me more likely to vomit in your laboratory.
Que se os pase el efecto.
Yeah, but I don't think there's any kind of timer where this is going to wear off, so I think we have to...
La cabeza me da vueltas.
Va a ser algo duro.
So we've talked to him, we tried with nothing and with the monocle, or with the hat and the monocle?
I tried with nothing, the hat, and the monocle.
To talk to him?
Yeah, so this is...
That's the monocle.
Now I'm sitting up a little. If I put on the hat a little... No, it makes me lay down again.
If you...
Because you see, he changes his position when I talk to the healer.
Yeah.
So is that kind of the
So I'm
key?
wondering if you had to talk to the healer and then do something else that's going to keep him sitting up. Let's look at something else interesting. Nope.
Nope.
All the switches are kind of odd.
Okay, setting up a little now.
No puedo, espero, no tengo mis reservas. No, todo me da. No puedo ni quiero, espero, no tengo mis reservas.
So what do I do?
Look at all the switches. We haven't looked at all of them.
Lo intentaré. No, todo me da.
Not yet. Okay.
Debe estar unido a un computer.
Oh, did he know?
Unido a un.
Here's some pulleys. You don't have anything to like...
Debe estar unido.
See, like now he's looking up again. I don't know if it means anything. What if you click on the door?
Lo intentaré. No, todo me da. Ni siquiera puedo. Realmente me cerré.
No quise.
Esquivar mis. Realmente me cerré. Esquivar mis.
Nope. I don't have an inventory right now.
No. with the eyeballs.
Can he eat the mystery mushroom
Maybe
now?
maybe if he reads the note with the monocle on, he'll glean something else from it. Oh, he did this right. Do we see the gem anywhere? No.
Oh, do I see any of the things he's looking at?
I don't know. Well, there's the gem. Okay, so he keeps saying the gem. Maybe we need to look at those things. There's like a gem, there's like a potion. See the cup with like the moon symbols on it? Can you click on that? To the left? The far left, the cup. No, okay. So there's a gem, there's his keys, any of the potions, there's inkwell. Okay. Okay, so I'm just trying to figure out, oh, he's a warlock, not a healer. Huh.
Carl? Who's Carl?
I don't know. Okay, maybe to click on things again that we only clicked on as the other version.
So do I have to like accuse him of being a warlock?
I don't know.
Va a ser algo, dudo que hay.
Lo intentaré. No, todo me da.
Come on, I can't reach this.
Estoy María. Mejor me ponga ahí algo.
So this is looking at that we're just not.
Oh yeah.
Look at the candle.
The candles don't really seem to do anything. I can't walk anywhere. Maybe one of these bunches of herbs would help, but I can't talk to him with anything except the monocle.
Estoy muy interesado en la navaja de mano. Me pregunto por qué registró todas mis... Tengo el estómago. Realmente no es que haya visto.
I feel like maybe the dialogue will change once I figure something out.
What does he say about the beetle? Oh yeah.
Una buena combinación entre... Esa niña se asemeja un poco a las mutaciones que hacen, solo que estas parecen más equilibradas naturalmente. Demasiadas cosas y esa mesa está llena de... Lo sabía, debo usar los ojos para pociones muy potentes.
Wait, what did you say? It was different.
El sanador es un alquimista, debe usar los ojos.
How did he figure that out?
I just looked at enough stuff.
Realmente eres un sanador que haya visto muchos, pero no quise esquivar mis preguntas.
Okay, so I figured out he's an alchemist.
Debe ser
No.
una piedra filosofal, aunque leí que sería de un color más puro.
Okay.
Realmente no es que haya visto mucho. Esquivar mis...
Alright, so if that's a philosopher's stone, what now? Can I confront him about it?
Maybe?
Hora de reclutar al alquimista.
There you go.
Vamos, tienes que ser parte de mi compañía. Imagina las aventuras y tesoros que nos esperan.
Os aseguro que no sé de qué habláis.
Trabajo en equipo. Tú con las pociones, yo los espadazos, tesoros, experiencias, niveles, nuevas habilidades.
Puede que vuestro malestar os esté induciendo locuras.
Hmm.
Okay.
So that was new.
Mm-hmm.
Can I do something now?
Estoy mareado. Mejor me pongo ahí algo.
So, I don't really know.
Talk again?
Bueno, ya está bien de esquivar el asunto. Admítelo o hablaré del tema cuando el Nicola se digne hablarme. Ajá.
Os ganáis, mi señor. La alquimia es mi vida. Pero solo mencionar un agrado al tema me aseguraría un encarcelamiento de por vida.
Tranquilo, amigo. No quiero eso para ti. Pareces de buena manera.
Okay.
Ahora que sé tu secreto, ¿qué tal algunas preguntas?
Ya os dije más de lo que debería haberos dicho nunca.
Vamos. Ahora que sé tu secreto,
Ya os...
Okay.
el laboratorio de un alquimista. Intrigante. Sé que estás intrigado con mi presencia. Si no, evitarías el riesgo de estar solo con un prisionero. Quizás podríamos ayudarnos mutuamente. Mira, quiero volver a mi reino y para eso me vendría bien un cerebrito como tú.
Vuestro reino.
Your kingdom?
Pedisteis mi sinceridad y os la ofrecí. Pero vos no intentáis más que engañarme con vuestras palabras.
¿Qué te refieres?
No habláis de reino como lugar, sino como tiempo.
Realmente impresionante.
Hablemos, pero no me toméis por necio de ahora en más.
Interesting.
Hmm.
Bien, como primera medida, mejor presentarnos. Mi nombre es Nick. Como ya supones, no soy de por aquí.
I'm from 1,000 plus years in the future.
Mi nombre es Carleto Quintesén. Soy oficialmente el salvador del
I think they mean designated.
Si no te
Mm.
molesta, prefiero llamarte Carlos.
See, he mentioned Carl earlier, remember? So that was a little glitch thing.
Yeah, like they mentioned Carl before we learned his name.
Yeah.
con las aventuras. Solo salgo si necesito algún ingrediente especial.
¿Como colmillos de dragón?
Más bien manzanillas para mis infusiones.
Agua, fiestas.
Huh. Let's see.
Te veo muy interesado en mi navaja.
El concepto es extraordinario. Nadie en mi tiempo podría haber imaginado tal invención. Espero que no os moleste si la sigo estudiando. No fue mi intención tomar. Mi curiosidad pudo más.
Cuidado con lo que aprendas. Podrías crear una paradoja temporal.
Suena curioso. Mejor mantener las notas en secreto.
Mejor todavía. De todas formas, sigue siendo mía. Cuando la necesite, te la pediré de vuelta.
Por supuesto, mi señor.
Okay.
Maybe ask for help.
Quizás puedas ayudarme con algo.
Pregunta y si está a mi alcance os ayudaré.
No tengo ni idea en dónde me encuentro.
Mencionaros nombres de mi tiempo no os ayudará mucho. Decidme alguna referencia que os sirva. Si me es familiar, os orientaré.
¿Me podrías decir en qué año estamos?
Os encontráis en el año 5032 después de la
Did that
revelación.
which spelled wrong or just it went so
It
fast?
was spelled wrong.
Tiempo. Usemos otra referencia temporal.
Ya veo. Lo siento, mi señor. No conozco otra forma de orientaros al respecto.
Ok, empecemos por lo más general. ¿Planeta Tierra?
¿Acaso hay otros orbes con civilizaciones en vuestro tiempo?
No a ciencia cierta, pero es muy probable.
¡Qué espanto! Pero sí, tierra.
¿América? ¿Europa? ¿Asia? ¿África?
¿Estáis hablando de regiones continentales? ¿Os encontráis en
Alright.
Europa? La
That's
mayoría
funny.
de nosotras creo haberlas leído alguna vez, o un nombre parecido.
Quizás deba preguntarle a alguien más informado esa parte.
Yeah, maybe.
¿No? ¿Cómo os atrevéis?
Oh,
We're gonna go back to jail. We're disbelieving Carl over here.
Deberíais cuidar mejor vuestras palabras.
Alright, I pissed off Carl.
El hecho de que os parezca una menudencia
Maybe you can get up now or do things you couldn't do before because you're distracted by Carl.
No puedo, espero no haberlo, no creo.
Alright, I insulted him by mentioning that I need somebody who knew. Okay.
Ahora que sé tu secreto,
Ya os dije.
va,
Nope.
el laboratorio de una.
Okay.
Intriguing.
Vamos,
El hecho de que
Maybe change character.
I tried changing to the hat.
Maybe change to none.
espero no estar. Vamos, no seas tan gruñón. No quise hacerte enojar.
basta con buenas intenciones. Lo que insinuasteis fue una falta de respeto grave para un escolar.
Prometo no volver a hacerlo. Voy a tener más cuidado al hablar.
Os jugáis
With a WH.
derecho, mi señor. Otra ofensa y agravaréis vuestros cargos ante mi lord.
Sí, sí, amigos entonces.
Mi amistad es más difícil de adquirir. Por ahora, solo os toleraré.
Ah, suerte con eso. Lo mismo me dijo Manny cuando me conoció. Cuéntame de la fauna autóctona, sobre todo los seres mágicos.
Hay una enorme variedad. Debéis ser más preciso.
Interesting.
¿Tienen criaturas amistosas o benévolas?
Los libros mencionan centenares de ellas, pero en el lugar solo he llegado a ver mandrágoras. Las hay pequeñas, enormes, delgadas y musculosas. Suelen pasar todo el día durmiendo.
So that is a mandrake.
Yeah.
Meteorológica cuando
It
se
reminded me of that.
¿Qué me dices de las neutrales?
Los rinotones son bastante comunes en las montañas. Su cuerno penetra la roca como si fueran aire.
As if they were, but spelled like where.
El cuerno es invisible y al intentar quitarlo se convierte en polvo.
¿Debería preocuparme por alguno en especial?
La maldad no es muy abundante en la naturaleza, pero sí lo es el hambre. Si os adentráis mucho en el bosque, veréis luciérnagas de muchos colores. Si veis una roja durante el día, huid como si
A red one during the day,
de noche no son una amenaza.
not a threat during the night.
Sacarán una gota de sangre.
Interesting.
Creo que escuché suficiente de seres mágicos.
I forgot to ask about mischievous.
Cuéntame sobre todo.
Hay un error.
¿Alguna en
Mischievous.
particular que disfrute de hacer robar cosas, por ejemplo?
Más de una vez sospeché lo mismo. Ya sabéis, cuando se os pero en los libros no figuran. Si tenéis a los diablillos, criaturas nacidas en volcán, se los invoca al ser tentados, siempre dejan algo de regalo al invocador, aunque casi siempre es algo de mal gusto.
Interesting. Okay.
Creo que escuché suficiente.
So now I just have to figure out how to get him to help me.
Quizás puedas
Pregunta, y si está
Let's see.
¿Has oído hablar de Roma, el Coliseo, Pompeya, el Vaticano?
no me es familiar ninguna de esas referencias.
Oh boy.
¿Qué me dices de París? ¿El Louvre, Juana de Arco, Notre Dame?
No recuerdo ninguno de esos nombres.
¿Qué me dices de España? ¿Toledo, Castilla, Barcelona?
No, nada.
Oh boy, we are way back when.
Teutones, Bavaria, la
Oh yeah, we are for sure.
Mágica, mirad a vuestro alrededor. La magia no está en una sola tierra. Aunque sí debo concederos que algunas zonas tienen mayor densidad mágica que otras, pero ninguna relacionada a los nombres que me mencionáis.
Okay.
¿Cómo es que consiguen entenderme? Solo sé hablar español y esto no parece español.
Bueno,
Yes, this is English.
cuesta un poco. Habláis usando expresiones bastante extrañas, pero no os desviáis mucho de la raíz de mi lenguaje.
Qué conveniente. Necesito que me ayudes a escapar. Tengo que entender cómo llegué aquí y no puedo hacerlo encerrado.
Y habla, eso sería pedirme que traicione a mi lord. Si queréis salir de aquí, mejor que sea con su consentimiento.
Sí, es fácil decirlo, pero no quiere hablar conmigo.
Debéis darle un tiempo para que se tranquilice.
Eso vengo haciendo, pero no me gusta esperar.
Preparaos entonces. Mi lord no es una mala persona, pero sí rencoroso. Deberéis ganar sus favores para que os perdone. Quizás sufra.
Ah, si no me queda otra, pero insisto en que no hice nada malo.
Creedme, vuestro regalo no será en vano. Mi lord también es agradecido con quienes aprecia.
Okay, so we have to give a gift, get on the Lord's good side.
En mi experimento
That's all I.
Mejor
Oh, the gift.
supongamos que decido regalarle algo.
There we go. What could it be?
Milord peca algunas veces de baño. Algo ostentoso o que lo represente podría servir.
No dispongo de nada ostentoso.
¿Sois hábil en algún arte?
Se me da la costura de supervivencia. Una que otra vez hice ollas de barro.
Ya veo. Lo básico entonces. No sabría cómo aconsejaros.
No te preocupes.
Avisadme si necesita. Quizás eso pueda compensar.
No es un arma, solo una cosa.
Supongo que depende.
Interesting. Okay. So now ask for help.
Pregunta.
No.
Mejora como
Again, gift.
¿Qué cosas le
No, I already. He's giving me the same information now. It's a little frustrating because like the dialogue is moving a lot of the like flags in the game,
Yeah.
and it's not always obvious what I need to do.
It's a little hard when things are kind of like artificially walled off and you don't necessarily know.
Preparado cuando termine esto.
Genial. Ay, gracias por todo.
La ayuda fue mucha. Ya esta guardia.
De inmediato.
Okay, so I say goodbye and now I can go.
¿Algún problema, no?
El prisionero ya no lo esposéis y tratadlo con mayor.
No habréis dejado que os hable, ¿verdad?
No debéis faltarle el respeto de esa manera. Os trato mal por su condición, no por su naturaleza.
Si vos lo decís, maese, trataré de no sentirme ofendido por sus acciones previas.
Otra cosa, está preparando un obsequio para mi rol. Dadle acceso a mi laboratorio si lo requiere.
A sus órdenes. Y después el dragón dijo, hay que hacerlo durante 15 minutos a fuego lento. No dijo más nada, pero me echó de su cocina. Y el resto te lo cuento más tarde.
¿Por qué no me extraña? Siempre dejando las historias a medio contar, ¿no?
Paciencia, eso es solo el principio. Todavía
So
quedan unos
this is a
cuantos
flashback, and he's telling a fantasy story to the lab assistant.
Quiere hacerse el dramático.
Jamás. Palabra de aventurero.
And it's half finished.
Manny está haciendo señas desde el pasillo. Nick al rescate.
Otra de esas historias alocadas que voy a tener que recordar. Mejor anoto las partes importantes. Casi siempre vale la espera.
So she's writing down all the stories he tells her. That's cute.
Yeah.
Manny,
All right.
Cool.
So end of demo. What do we think?
I like the style. It seems fun. I like the story so far. It's taken. I feel like it took a little too long to get out of that dungeon.
Yeah.
And a little things were a little bit sticky for me, like you know how you couldn't pick up that rock, and then off screen, I didn't know how to trigger the people coming, so I just started looking at everything.
Yeah, and like how I just had to look all around to trigger enough information for him to say, oh, he's not a healer, he's a warlock, and then I thought that was the answer, and then like, but no, I had to look around more until he says, oh, he's not a healer, he's an alchemist, and then I had to confront him, and then I had to ask him questions, then he got mad at me, then I had to take off the hat and talk to him again. I don't know, it's cool in concept, but I a little clunky in execution, because it's not always clear, like, what exactly you're supposed to do next. Even if you have like the right idea, you may not have your character in the right mood. Like cutting the dry branch off the tree, like I was like, oh, I need wood, but like I clicked on that branch multiple times. It's, you know, like I don't know why he wouldn't have done that without the adventurer hat, you know.
Yeah, and then in those cases, it's just hard because you don't necessarily want to go back, or sometimes I wouldn't think about it. You know, I wouldn't necessarily think to go back, so it's kind of tricky. But this is fun. I'm interested to see more of it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I will say also, like, I took over a little bit off screen to redo up to the dungeon part, and I found the controls a little tricky to deal with. Because there was a little bit, for me, there was it wasn't intuitive because you have to hold the mouse down.
Right.
And then to give someone something, you just click the mouse quickly. And I think we missed out on a little bit of tutorial, so yeah, that was it. So it took for me, and you seemed to go into it really quickly. So, but for me, it took a second. Like, when I was playing by myself and I got to the dungeon, DShmoo handed me the mouse, and I was clicking on everything, and nothing was happening. So I was like, "What happened? Did I mess up the game? Is the game broken?" Because if you click, it doesn't. That's not what you have to do. You have to hold it. So I did not know that.
Yeah.
So that was just.
But it's okay because JShmoo accidentally clicked outside the game and the game closed and she had to start from scratch anyway. So, by the time I got back, she had just gotten us back to where we were.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
it all worked out for the best.
I'm looking forward to more of this game. I feel like it took I feel like we're gonna finally, because I feel like this is gonna be a really fun game with like all different like hats and monocles and whatever to put on, and you have to get really clever to solve the puzzles. I think it would be nice for a little more clear.
Yeah, I think just like there's a balance. Excuse me.
Yeah.
There's a balance between giving you direction and insulting your intelligence, and I feel like just because the mechanic of this game is a little bit non-traditional, that it like needs a tiny bit more in the way of direction, so you feel smart when you solve a puzzle and not lucky.
Yeah.
Right, and I think that's kind of the key. Like when you get it, when you know the solution, you should be able to execute the solution. When you know the solution and you can't execute the solution, you feel frustrated.
Yeah, there were a couple moments of that.
Right. And then when you get the I got the solution after you couldn't figure it out for a while, you feel smart if it's well constructed, but you feel lucky if you just ended up clicking on everything until it worked.
Or you just
right?
feel fed up, like, okay, finally I got it, and you're you frustrated yourself so much. But I think that we caught a few kind of typos.
There's a lot of W's and WH's transposed in the text. I think that's...
Yeah, I think there was a useful at some point with 2 L's. So we were a little of that, but otherwise the
euphemisms or idioms in English were pretty good.
Were really good. Like there were some things like where I can't remember like I forget what it was, but like in Spanish she just said let's go, and then in English it was like let's get out of here or something. Like that's
right.
just, and I don't remember exactly.
There was one where he said lo siento, which just means I'm sorry,
yeah,
I'm
and
sorry.
He said, my bad.
He says, but the English translation was my bad, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Right, and that perfect. Like love it.
Yeah.
Like
so
that kind of embellishment like is exactly what you want in good localization. And I saw there were like pages and pages and pages of sound effect attribution in the credits, and I appreciate that attention to detail. I will say like the sound effects in this didn't stand out to me in particular, and like JShmoo knows that I get all excited when like the menus have like ASMR clicky clacky noises, and I tend to enjoy that. I didn't feel that satisfyingness of the sound effects. The music was subtle, which is good for this kind of game. You don't want to be overwhelmed by music.
I really like I'm noticing it now when you're playing around with the menu. I really like the different mouse pointers for the different characters. I think it's
good. It's also like a good indicator of like what mode you're in.
Yes, like a good reminder, so you don't you don't just forget that you're in a different mode.
Oh yeah, like I'm wearing the monocle right now.
Right. Yeah. So I like that. I think I would like it to be, and I don't know how to accomplish this, but just a little crisper, like what you can and can't do when you have the hat on, what you can and can't do when you have the monocle on.
Or like a little bit more like internal monologue of our character saying, "Oh, if only I was a little bit braver, I could." Do X.
Right.
Like this is just a tiny a nudge at like, oh yeah, you're thinking of the right solution, but I'm not in the right mood to do that solution.
And you don't want to do that too much because then you're just basically
beating over the head.
Yeah, you're telling you how to solve certain things. But I didn't know, like the monocle, he was a little bit smarter, but he was also less dizzy, and he also, I would like to dig into that a little bit more, like what the different attributes are, because I think that's you could do a lot with it.
And the feather wasn't clear either. Like, I guess he was a writer, so he was like more thoughtful. But I don't know what the feather was supposed to be. I got the monocle. It made him like curious, inquisitive, scientific. And the hat made him adventurous and brave. The feather, not sure.
Poetic flower. I don't know. Like I couldn't. Yeah, I'd love it to be just somehow. More crystallized what each thing does, But this is cool. I mean, I think the, solving puzzles by role playing and like changing your role play is really interesting. And the what did you think of the controls? Like how instead of clicking like speak, you like have him open his mouth, or like she winks to look at something versus clicking on a word.
Yeah, I thought that was actually, I thought it was pretty intuitive. I didn't mind it at all. It was a little frustrating. I wanted the items to be at the top, just be at the top of the screen. Like when I go there, just like pop down and be there always, instead of me having to click on a little card on the right.
I kept doing that. So when I was playing through, I kept just putting my mouse at the top and waiting for it to pop down. I was wanting it
to be like an old Sierra game or any sort of point and click adventure game like typically does. The sort of the hats actually remind me of there's this lesser known set of adventure games called Legend of Corandia that came out in the 90s. There was, I think they were released as like shareware. Like I don't even know like how they were released, but there was Legend of Corandia 1, 2, and then 3, which was called Jester's Quest. And in the third one, you play as the antagonist from the first two, and you've reformed, or perhaps reformed. And the cool mechanic of that adventure game is actually you have an evil meter. So you can set yourself to good, evil, or neutral, and cool. Interact with people, and it changes your dialogue options and how and like what your interactions do based on if you're in good mode or bad mode. And you can actually, if you can like there, if I recall, I think there are multiple endings depending on whether you beat the game in a good way or an evil way.
Oh, that sounds really fun, actually.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's not. It doesn't have modern sensibility, so it's like the kind of game where like you can easily kind of get yourself into. I don't remember if you get soft locked in that one, but like
this kind of game could easily frustrate me.
Yeah, the game can be frustrating.
While you were saying that, this kind of made me think of speaking of older classic games, it made me think of Maniac Mansion, because you have the different kids with the different abilities,
right? And
then you get different endings, or there are many different endings you can get based on which kid. So it'd be kind of interesting if there are multiple ways to solve puzzles. So
I don't think that's what this game is going for.
No, but it would be interesting. Like if there were times when like you can either like brute force something as the adventurer, or you can, you have some. If it's not like you have to do a certain thing, but you have some choice, that would be kind of interesting.
Yeah.
One of the things I know that the developer was looking for feedback on is like, are there any details in the scenarios that stood out the most to you?
Details in the scenarios that stood out the most. I mean, I thought that the game was at its best, like as most of these games are, when they're like pretty humorous.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the humor. I feel like you could notch it up a little. Like where it was good. I liked that. What's his name? Meek. I felt like the name was maybe a callback to like Marty McFly. I felt like the outfit was a callback to Marty McFly.
The little DeLorean that like no one else.
The
can
little
see.
DeLorean on the other side of the table, and the look of Manny.
Mm-hmm. I liked
like all running me back to the future. So I love that kind of like call out of like your inspirations and references and meta.
And I liked the Don Quixote too. Like it was just cute. Like it didn't affect the story at all, but it was just very.
And I like that he picks up and tries to taste everything in the world, because that's fun. I like that. I mean, it gets a little weird when you get to things like the mushrooms, I'm sure, but it's like...
Well, you know what? It's funny, because I'm like, well, we don't know that about him as a character trait, but his whole screen has, like, popcorn and cookies on it.
Yeah. So... Like, I think that's awesome. I think it's cool that he will just kind of sample and lick anything and just tell us what it tastes like.
He's a snacker.
I think that's lovely. It's a very nice character trait. I'll say that the way in which the hat system was introduced in the absence of the tutorial text was a little weird. I'm glad. I mean, I noticed it, but I'm not sure everyone would have picked up on it if they had accidentally turned off the tutorial like I had. So JShmoo had played back through with tutorial text on, and it kind of explained it. I would love when, a little hint in that first scene we were building the campfire, like a little flashing arrow put on the hat. Like, I think that tiny little bit of a hint, like, is not an insult.
There were the There was a little bit of text. It was very explicit with the text what you were meant to do.
Yeah, but maybe just like a little highlight, like just like, hey, do this.
Yeah,
like,
just to tutorialize a tiny bit
Yeah.
in the beginning. Well, that scene in particular, I didn't know what the goal was because when my thought was, oh, we're gonna look around here and then we're gonna go to that city by the castle, and then I was like, oh, look around here more. So then I thought, well, okay, we're missing something we haven't looked at.
Right.
And he does shiver at one point, but
Manny said to survive, and he said, well, first thing I should do is make a fire. But then he also says other things too.
Yeah, so it wasn't. I mean, it's an adventure game. You have to do things with what you have. So I think most, if not all, people would figure out, okay, well, let's try something. Let's build a fire.
Yeah, but that was frustrating. Like that, I need to strike like my knife against the quartz rock to create a spark. I had to pixel hunt the leaves, and I had to break the branch at the right time wearing the right hat, and pick up the rock at the right time. After I had done all those other things. And that just,
especially because he knew he had to survive no matter what hat he had on. I think he could be a little less restricted about picking things up.
There needs to be more of a reason why he wouldn't pick up the branch. Like, he says he needs to make fire. Why wouldn't he pick up the branch without the adventurer's hat? Maybe there was, like, a snake on the tree or something, or a bee's hive or something that...
Or maybe he's like, oh, I'm allergic to trees,
or like, oh, I don't want to touch all that moss, right. Or whatever.
Some, like, in-game reason.
So, something that just, like, kind of says, oh, I can only do this if I'm brave. Like, breaking off a dry branch. He says, like, oh, maybe the tree will come alive and attack me, but that's...
Wasn't clear enough,
that's in character, but weird.
It is a pet peeve of mine in adventure games when there's something that looks like you can do and you can't do it, and then you have to go do something else before you can pick up that rock. Like, that is an enormous pet peeve of mine.
Like, game state flags should get advanced in a way that is apparent to the user, right? Like, as the player of the game, like, I shouldn't have to guess whether or not I've triggered an event flag or how to trigger an event flag. Like, for instance, warming your hand by the fire, I did intuitively, but, like, I could easily have gotten frustrated by, like, well, what do I do now?
I played back because I didn't have the controls and I wasn't following, I guess, that closely, so I just thought lighting the fire triggered the people coming. So I lit the fire, and then I'm like, what the heck? And then I'm like, well, maybe I didn't look at everything because I was just trying to light the fire. So I'm looking at everything with different hats and trying to touch everything with different hats. And then I finally went to, like, touch the fire, which was not a very intuitive thing, right? You wouldn't want to touch fire. So...
I mean, maybe you would have, but this guy wants to taste it.
Yeah. He forgot his marshmallow. So I don't know. I feel like there's parts where it could be a little bit crisper what you're trying to do.
Yeah.
But I'm really looking forward to more of this game.
Overall, like...
I like the humor.
Good humor, good style, good premise. Like, it's a little... The narrative of, like what's going on is a little shaky and confusing, but overall we get the story even with the language gap. The translation so far is good, with some spelling errors.
No. And I think it's an interesting dynamic of, like, we know what's going on, kind of, right? I mean, I happen to know this game, I think just from seeing, just talk about this game over the past few weeks online. I've seen, like, I know that it's, like, set in, I think, the Middle Ages, so I knew that. So we kind of know, we kind of don't. Like, so we have the sense that he's back in time. He has no idea. So that's kind of funny.
Well, I mean, he's figured it out.
Yeah. But it's fun to watch him, to an extent, it's fun to watch him figure it out.
I'd almost kind of wish that he played naive a little bit longer. Like, until he put the monocle on. That would be kind of, I think, a better humorous effect. Like, if he's like, I have no idea what's going on, he puts on the monocle, it's like, I appear to have gone back in time, right?
Right. Or, like, because how he says a couple times, like, oh, there's something weird about this. There's something weird about this room. And so the monocle, he's like, this is clearly, based on this, and this. We're clearly in this century. And
right. And he has that whole conversation. He's like, oh, you have a different temporal reference point than I do. And, like, that's awesome. I loved the way that was described. Like, that was, like, I appreciated all that dialogue. And like... here's the thing, like, if you're gonna have him have a really different role-playing personality with each costume, right? Really dig into that.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, make them separate characters.
Yeah, like the dialogue. Well, one thing I only noticed a little bit, like when he had the feather in his hair, he, I feel like his voice got a little bit, like
softer.
Softer, yeah, he had a softer tone of voice. It would be interesting at different tones of voice. It would be interesting if the music changed.
It would be, like, the first time you put on the Adventures Head, he says, Alaventura, right?
Yeah.
Like, I wish he said something with the feather. So I kind of understood, like...
Yeah.
He's like, oh, I can use this. Like that. Okay, great. Well, what do you mean?
Yeah.
Like,
there's something that would be a little more indicative of the of who the character is.
Right. And ultimately, like, it would be interesting if you don't keep the same personas through the game. Like, maybe at some point you lose the hat and you get something else. Or, like, maybe eventually it'd be cool if there were different paths depending on which items you keep. Maybe you can only keep, there were 4 cards or 3 cards? If you could only keep a few different personas, and, like, you had to pick which ones.
Well, that would get into, like, the
Maniac.
Maniac.
Like, branching paths.
Yeah, it would kind of get into,
right?
like, the Maniac
That'd be
Mansion
cool.
thing where you have choices.
But I mean, that's really complex to program and to storyboard. So I certainly wouldn't expect that from a small studio or an indie developer, but I think that would be a really cool mechanic to explore.
It'd be interesting, yeah, for sure.
Anyway, I think that's about it from me. Did you have anything else you wanted to add before we sign off?
No, I just think it's cool. The art style, I like the humor. I think the localization is really good for the most part. Like the idioms and the speech seems the dialogue feels very natural.
Yeah.
We've played some games where it did not feel natural.
Those were in English.
Yeah, it's true. So the conversation felt very, very natural. Yes, this is cool. So you can, this game is on Steam.
And we'll put the link to the demo in the comments.
Yeah, and definitely.
Or, sorry, in the description.
In the description, be sure to wishlist it.
And if you enjoyed this video, subscribe to our channel, like the video, and comment below. We want to hear from you.
Yeah, great. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.